Hello there, this is Philosophical Jim, and I'm just doing a quick review on the 37 pattern webbing after Warlord basically requested a review. I apologise for the camera work, I'm working on my own here. I will do a proper review at a later date. The 37 pattern webbing was used during World War II by the British and Commonwealth armies. It was designed with a mind towards mechanised warfare and for keeping everything above the soldier's waistline. And there are good parts of the webbing, there are bad parts of the webbing. There are some parts of the webbing that should have been sent to hell and burn in Mephistopheles' pits for all eternity. More on that later. The basis of the whole webbing system is this belt. This is what all of the components really centre around. I mean, without the belt you don't have a webbing kit. The next most important item are the shoulder straps. Now, I'm not calling it a yoke because it's not one unit. I'll explain why in a little bit. You also have the small pack here. There was also a large pack which can be seen there. Again, this was a hangover from World War One, this pack, but it served its purpose. Wasn't very big. Again, we're talking 58 pattern levels of not big enough, but hey, it's the British Army. What do you expect? So, get that out of the way. Right, now these two pouches are often described as ammunition pouches, but the official term was basic pouch because it would carry ammunition, grenades, whatever was basically needed. The final part here is your water bottle. As you can see, it's horrifically attached by the brace ends. I've not physically attached it for ease of for ease of showing you it. Now, going back to the yoke, or not yoke as I mentioned, it is basically just two straps with one having a loop that the other passes through. So yeah, it's got wider bits where it sits over the shoulder, and it attaches through the ammo pouch at the top and comes through and out and underneath. And these two bits here that spread out underneath the belt was where you would actually attach ancillary pouches, such as the small pack when you were using the large pack, and the water bottle. As you've probably guessed by now, it is a nightmare to use. It's fine once you have it set up correctly, but it needs to have weight in order for it to be balanced. Otherwise you soon find the yoke straps will fall off your shoulders, will start chafing, the belt will start to droop, it won't hang level around your waist or your navel as it correctly sits. It's just a nightmare. Although this review is sounding almost entirely negative, I actually can't help but love this webbing. For one thing, it's canvas, and in case you hadn't guessed, I'm a massive canvas whore. Right, what else can I say? Oh yeah, whilst there are full wartime sets available for relatively cheap prices, most of this kit is actually reproduction. For example, the belt, shoulder straps, and the shoulder straps attached to the small pack right now, or L straps, are also reproductions from Soldier of Fortune. Not the best, but for what I intend it for, it'll do. I'm not a reenactor in the strictest sense. I use old kit and I make it work. Okay, one thing I'm going to quickly touch on is how I actually use this in Airsoft. For starters, most of my kit is actually carried in that small pack there, because it's just easier to deal with than the large pack. Right, the other thing I do is I get rid of this and instead load up a regular US style water bottle in this carrier, which is actually a Dutch copy of the 44 pattern water bottle carrier, which is very nice. It's very suitable. It's got lift the dot fasteners to go over your bottle, so you know what, you can get it in and out quite easily. The other thing I use, and this may seem like blasphemy to some of you, is a Russian Cold War grenade pouch. And the very thing I use it for is because once I cut out the middle divider, right there, it holds a BB bag. So if I need to bomb up in the field, it's there, it's handy, and I'm not worried about it. Okay, one last thing I'm going to touch on. You'll notice that some parts of the webbing appear discoloured or faded. That's actually because they've been blancoed. This webbing actually naturally comes in this sort of tan colour, the natural canvas. But what was done during World War II and after, when it was used, it was actually effectively painted camouflage colours in this Blanco material. Blanco isn't available anymore, but there are liquid versions sold by the likes of Soldier Fortune, What Price Glory, and this is the Soldier Fortune one, and it actually works quite well. Like I said, I'm not a reenactor. This is actually effectively early to mid-war camp colour. The later war, where most of the fighting took place, was actually a darker green. But this works for me. I mainly use it for the sort of semi-Congo kit I put together. All that remains to be said is that if you're planning on using this for airsoft, you better be damn sure, like I was. Also, if you're planning on reenacting a British loadout, you know, correctly, stitch counting and everything, this is your only choice. And there is a whole plethora of different pouches, variants, scales of issue. A great site to go on would be khakibweb.net or whatever it's called, just to find out some more information on it. Anyway, this has been Philosophical Jim, and like I said, this is just a quick review. I'll do a more in-depth review when I've got my cameraman Dom, Lamy Pipe Smoker. Hope this has at least answered some questions you may have had. Again, apologies for the shoddy camera work. Have a good night, guys.